Hello and welcome to part 3 of our Lean tour through our own shop, where we have been going through different areas and showing you some of the effects that Lean have had on our shop since we started. Enjoy these before and after comparisons and be inspired to know that you can continue to improve just as much in the future.
Right here you have Dave Bunker's guitar shop. I really liked, on one side I really liked having this here because I don't play any instruments, but I love electric guitars. I love the sound of them, and I loved seeing the creativity coming out of this room. But this room was a mess, and if you look at this room, how it is here, and we look at this, and here we have the production office, right? Quite a difference again. Obviously, they've added a window, they've moved the door, cleaned it up quite a bit, turned it into a good office space. So right here, I know this looks like the dungeon, but we haven't even gotten to the dungeon yet. This was a spray booth that was often used for the guitars, but it was also used before the finish room where we have the machines was ready. And now it is the, what do we call this? The small office, the interview office, right here adjacent to the foreman production office. Here's another view from just the inside of it. And you can kind of see this was just a mess. We have hoses all over the place. We've got just gloves on the floor. I mean, a bucket I'm hoping was the garbage bucket right here, yet there's stuff right here. The hinging on this door was not exactly spectacular. Painting on the walls to test it instead of having a test piece. Things like that. They were just done kind of haphazardly. Here you can see the outside of it. You can see where they're mixing some of the chemicals, where again you've got just stuff here, garbage here. Look at all this. It's just clutter everywhere. I feel like I've said, hey look, hey look, clutter, hey look, scraps, hey look, garbage, so many times. I've said that so many times, you guys are gonna get sick of it. But I mean, look at this. It really wasn't a joke. I mean, what even is this? And all, like, what's the purpose? How does that help us? One of the reasons we push 3S so hard is because we know what the shop looks like when we don't have it. And here we are. Face Frames has done a beautiful job in creating these tables and these tools that do the job. You see they've created right here an area for their tools. Things are labeled. There isn't junk on the floor. They've done such a beautiful job in reconstructing and getting this put back together. Right here, as you can see, high quality, well organized scraps. And I joke, because obviously it's not, but I mean, at least this scrap pile is stacked. At least it's stacked. And here's the contrasting picture. We've obviously moved the CNC right here, so we've got, the CNC tower right here. But this is all cleaned. You've got the jigs very nicely put here. You've got, you can't quite see because this is in the way, but you've got some shelving kind of in here where they've got the jigs for the CNC. Much cleaner, much more organized. Here's another view going into where the record is in here, and special parts that's in there. This space, cords in the walkway, scraps. More scraps, like it's just boxes of scraps. This right here used to be the assembly line. Just this one strip right here was the assembly line. This was the base for that metal that we used to slide the cabinets on. You got scraps sitting over here on this table as well, and more down there, more in here. And it's a wonder that we got things done. It's a wonder that we were able to produce what we could. Anyway, so quite a bit here of just things that got in your way and prevented you from doing your job well. And here we have today. We have a cart that was specifically made to house the material here that needs to go through this machine. Here's the Kanban for it, so they know, hey, we're going to stock it. We're going to stock it here. We're going to pull it out, run it through the machine, go and put it together. The ease of which we've created some of these systems now to save time and energy and effort, as well as cleanliness. These right here are the spoil boards for the CNC. They are not scraps as well, and there's a sign on the side here that denotes what they need to be. Here you have a view coming from the door, coming in that door by special parts, and this, I just don't know what to say anymore. Clutter, mess, unorganized, scraps, pieces everywhere, leaning up. You know, it's just, it's everywhere. And we look at this now, this nice and clean. You know, it's the little things. It's like this right here. This is trash can number 1, and that spot on the ground says 1. Hey, you know what trash can's missing. If you find, you know, this out by the dumpster because someone forgot to bring it in, you know exactly where it goes. You know, you're not going, hey, are you missing a garbage can? Or are you missing a garbage can? I'm going through the departments. You know where it is. You also know that a garbage can's supposed to be there, right? We also have it strategically placed there so that as bits run through here and as they come off the CNC, like, we have a place for them. So nothing's along the ground, nothing's along the walls. There isn't any convenient place to put scraps because we've organized a place for them. Again, here we have just a different view of the same area. We've got all this here, all of that up there. This was a special area. There's just a lot. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. But this is what it looks like today. You know, this machine was one of those ones where originally it was down in panels, and as Special Parts was moving to the area where they are now, we were asking ourselves, like, well, we need to find a place for the CNC because they're going to have to walk from here to panels over and over and over just to run stuff on the CNC, and all the time and loss that's going to go into that is going to mount up quickly. And people are like, well, we don't have any room for a CNC. Where on earth would you put a CNC? And somebody looks at this area and goes, here, right here. This is where we're going to do it. Exactly right here. Why? There's no room. We have all this stuff that we, need? Are we sure? Why? What good is it? Is it contributing to throughput? No? Then let's move it out and put a CNC that is going to contribute to throughput. You know, these are the kind of decisions that are available to us. So if you're looking around your area and you're going, hey, it'd be convenient to have a tool right here. Okay. Is there room for it? What other stuff is there? What other stuff is preventing it from being there? Why is that stuff there? Why would a tool there be good for you? You know, and asking those questions. And most of the time we can find these solutions that lead to improvements. You know, one of the big things we have with 2-second improvements is to look around your areas like that and don't let it turn into this. We want to make it look like this. We want to be able to look back in 5 years at pictures like this, and go, man, that was so cluttered. Look what we have streamlined now. Because I can look at that and go, yeah, it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. But once upon a time, this didn't bother us either. We were like, yeah, it's kind of cluttered, but you know, it just needs a little bit of love. No, it needs to be abolished. Abolished, demolished, and sent away. Here you have the countertop department, which is now Special Parts. We don't do countertops anymore, and we did move Special Parts from their location where the stain room is now. So I don't have, I have a couple pictures, you know, contrasting pictures between now and then, but of course this was just a different department. So you won't see a lot of the improvements the way that we did with other departments here. Special Parts has always been a niche department in their WIP. Special Parts has always been kind of a niche department because their WIP is more or less controlled by the amount of guys they have to build. That being said, there were still times where you know, projects were being worked on, or multiple projects were being worked on, and the WIP would still grow the way it does in any other department. But because so much of it required this hands-on craftsmanship, there were limits to the WIP that were naturally occurring. On the other hand, because of the clutter in all the areas of the shop, because of the clutter in all the areas of the shop, and the inefficiencies of which we were working throughout every area, it still took substantially longer for Special Parts to build something than they do now. Right here is a video, because we didn't have any pictures, and I figured rather than taking the still shots from this video, I would just show you because it's pretty quick. This is Special Parts. So right here we're looking at where the spray booth for stain is right here. And this used to be Special Parts. So our fancy slider saw that we got in Special Parts, yeah, this was our old one right here. Again, scraps, look at this, just all over the place. Some behind here, some back right here. So here's a good one. Because of the whip, because of the stuff here, here's your clamps back here. Now, anybody who's ever worked in Special Parts, walked by Special Parts, or knows anything about it, knows that clamps are used on everything and are used frequently and consistently throughout the day. Guess where your clamps are? They're behind all the whip. Good luck going and getting what you need. Good luck on trying to be quick. It's just not going to happen. Got some more scraps right here. Scraps behind there. Just leaning against the wall. I think we still have a Guns R Us. Just that one table. And there was special parts. But you contrast that with where they're at now. Multiple build tables. Things are labeled. You know where they are. All these tools have a home. So you got the yellow tape. Well, these are all the yellow tools. You know where they go. If you're holding a tool in your hand, you can look at the tables, at the tops of these tables, anywhere from special parts, and you know exactly where that tool goes. There's just no clutter or mistaking it. You can put it away. You don't have any excuse. If they've got the nylons over these air hoses that keeps them from tangling, everything here is now created with the intent of function. How are we going to increase throughput? How are we going to improve our success in the department? And that's how these things are orchestrated.
Thanks for watching and have a wonderful week.